Hello, everybody, and welcome to What's on Tap Radio. I'm Jared Alley, along with my good friends James Adams and Caleb Ellison. So we have a lot to talk about today. You could call in at 805-555-1414. Our first topic today is about the NFL. Training camp's going on, preseason is right around the corner. So Caleb, what are your thoughts about who is going to be the best team and going into the playoffs? Obviously, that's a long time away, but what are your thoughts about the season?
Well, we're coming up on the preseason, and it's really just shaping up for what these next 16 weeks are going to hold when it comes to the NFL. Obviously, all the experts, they're looking at it. The AFC is obviously going to be the more exciting conference to watch. There's a lot more competitive teams in that conference. There's going to be a lot of teams who want that first place spot. They want everything. They want it all. And so the NFC, there's going to be a lot more rebuilding teams. And so there's going to be more obvious winners in the NFC. But still, both conferences, the whole NFL, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was the opposite. Like, of course, you got the Chiefs, Patriots, Chargers, great teams right there. So what are your thoughts?
Well, honestly, I think it depends on the conference. So I think the NFC is wide open at the moment. There's no clear Super Bowl favorite right now because you see teams like the New Orleans Saints, the Los Angeles Rams, the Minnesota Vikings even. Teams like that, like very well-rounded teams with solid quarterbacks and a good established coaching staff. I think all those guys have a shot. I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC with Patrick Mahomes, a guy who was literally one possession away from making the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. I think he's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen in my life, and I expect him to continue that trend of improvement. I think he's going to take another step next year. I think despite not having Kareem Hunt, I think Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to figure it out, and I think they're the best team in the NFL this year.
All right, guys, next question. What about an underrated team? What do you think is like a team that could sneak their way into the playoffs? We'll start with James this time.
I'm going to Minnesota Vikings. So people keep hating on the Minnesota Vikings right now because of Kirk Cousins and his situation in primetime football. And I think this year's going to be different with the improvement on their line. I think there's going to be more comfort in the coaching situation with the firing of John DeFilippo and the bringing of Kubiak and Kevin Stefanski and all those guys. I think there's going to be much more comfort and better chemistry, and I think the defense is going to figure it out. And the Vikings right now are the fourth youngest team in the NFL. Those guys are just getting a year older, so they're still approaching their prime. So I don't think they're close to their ceiling. And I would not be shocked if they end up making the Super Bowl because they might have the most well-rounded roster in the NFC.
Yes. So, Caleb, who's going to claw their way into the play? Who do you think is going to be a team that people don't think?
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. That's a bold prediction.
It feeds them up. Every time there's a new article of Miami Dolphins 0-16, it fuels to the fire. It feeds their hunger to want to win. So
0-16. You're saying people are saying they're going to go 0-16.
Obviously, there always has to be an 0-16 team.
It's only happened twice in NFL history.
Yeah. Well, teams suck nowadays, all right? They're too busy wanting money instead of going to training camp. And so these Miami Dolphins, they don't know what's up. But
so how do you think they're going to do in the East, for example?
Amazing. No matter who it is, no matter who they have to face, it doesn't matter. Patriots, Saints, they can have the New York Yankees can become football players and they have to face them. Dolphins have got them easy, light work.
Got it. I would have to say the Cleveland Browns. Oh, looks like we have a caller. Welcome to What's on Tap. Welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you from?
My name's Skylar. I'm from Cleveland.
Nice to hear from you. So, what's your question?
Well, I just had a question about the Cleveland Browns. I didn't hear that you guys mentioned them yet.
I just mentioned the Cleveland Browns,
I think they have strong contentions to make the playoffs. They've got Baker Mayfield and that amazing chemistry with OBJ and Jarvis Landry. But do you think that they could ever make it that far
James?
with teams like the Patriots and the Chiefs in the AFC?
Well, they might be the most talented team in the AFC because you got a star young quarterback who's the first overall pick. You got three more than capable running backs as well as a young defensive core that's developing. And they even have the second best receiving core in football. So, they're a very good team, but I question their chemistry with their first-year head coach. And they're also throwing a lot of egos in the locker room, including OBJ. He's got to figure all these things out. And sometimes, like when you watch Minnesota Vikings last year, sometimes talent doesn't click right away. So I think they had the potential to make the Super Bowl, but in my eyes, I think they're 1 year away.
All right, thank you for your call. So our next topic is going to be about the MLB trade deadline. So Caleb, a short topic. So Houston Astros got Zach Greinke at the clock strikes 12, right?
Yeah.
Or 1. It was clock strikes at 1. What are your thoughts about that quickly?
So just me, the Astros are like they want to win. You know, they're getting those aces, that top 3 of Verlander, Cole, and Greinke. That's going to solidify the rotation. They may have could have used a little bit of help in the catching position, maybe. But besides that, the Astros are looking very strong. Wasn't a lot of buying moves, not a lot of headliners besides that Greinke trade. But obviously, the rest of the season, the second half, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I think so too. This is a really good rotation, good trio, just like Buehler, Kershaw, and Ryu out in LA, and they also have a catching issue too. So, looks like we're out of time for the show. Thank you for tuning in on What's on Tap Radio. I'm Jared Alley, along with my friends
James Adams.
And Caleb Ellison.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.